It's all my knitting notions, including needles. Did you know I played with needles? Yeah. I play with needles. That's how you do it. That's how you do it the easy way. Okay, have you ever seen the Kitchener stitch? This is the toe. Oh, here we go. It's a type of sewn bind off where you weave in and out of these stitches on your needles. So that when you've finished casting off, it is just sewn together. There's a sewn bind off that Elizabeth Zimmerman does, that it's super stretchy, so it's good for the top of socks or wrist cuffs. But I need these needles so I can finish the toe of my other sock, so I can get that needle and I can put another sock on it, because I can't just have one. I actually have a pair of white socks that I should finish, but they're kind of boring. They were lace on the cuffs, and then I'm making a plain foot because I lost/forgot the lace pattern for the. Otherwise, I would have continued the lace pattern all the way down the foot, all the way down to the toe on the top of the foot. But this works too, so they're kind of boring, and they're 2 at a time, so they're super slow. So that's a double problem.
It's hard to tell from the black and white.
Hmm?
This one.
So you can see on this side of the toe, you can't really see that all that great, can you? It's sewn shut. So you purl off and knit on back needle, and then you knit off and purl on the front. So you put the needle through the needle on the back as if to purl, take it off, and then you go through the next stitch as if to knit, and you leave it on. And then you knit off and purl on the front. And you keep going until you don't have any more stitches left. No more stitches. I took them all off. There's the toe. All grafted together like magic. I finally, for the first time, wore my pink socks. Can you see them? There they are. I think that's the first pair I knit with you guys. I finally put them on, and I love them. They're super soft and super stretchy and super tall. They're awesome. I was thinking that maybe I should do a pair toe up, just in case you wanted to see it. I thought that. I did. I thought that. Now you're laughing at me, so now I don't know. Super easy. Super easy. Once you know the math for top down or toe up, you can do the math for the other, because it's the same math. go. So for a toe up, I would just cast on, if I was going to do a 60 sock, then I would cast on 15 on each needle, so I'd cast on 30 total, and then I would increase to 60 on the toe, which is just basically opposite of what you do, right? I started with 60 on the foot, and I decreased down to 15 or whatever, and then just do the reverse. It's not hard. And then you would knit up the foot a couple inches. I've decided I knit from this knuckle here, I knit that much, a thumb length. I knit a thumb length of foot before I start my toe. That's a good, it's good to have either a tape measure handy or know by something that you can't lose, like say your thumb, how far you knit stuff. Because it's not like you can lose your thumb. I mean, you can, but you probably have other problems. Other than how long to make your sock if you lost your thumb. So then that's that. I like to go back through all these stitches that I just did on the inside. When I weave in the thread, I don't just weave it in a little bit. I weave it all the way across the toe again. It reinforces the toe. I think it's nice. Here's my cutter. Just stick the thread or yarn through one of these jobbies here. Stick it through there and you just clip. Oh man, it didn't work. Clip. You're done. That's the socks done. Okay, this is the one I restarted the toe. Oh, that's the one I cut the toe. I cut the toe on that one. Save these little bits of thread. They're very handy. I put it right in the jar. They're very handy to use as stitch holders, to put in some of your knitting as markers for something. If you weave them in and out, you can use them. If you weave them in one row and then out one and in one, not one, but like a set. Like if you knit 10, weave it in, knit 10 more, weave it out, you'll know that that's 20 rows. You know, there's things you can do. There's things you can do. Okay. So I'm going to take those needles I just took off my other sock. And this row is just a knit row, because I can tell, because the last row was a decrease row. So I'm just going to knit onto the new needles. This is the old needle, this is the new needle, the wooden one, and I'm just going to knit around. Off the one onto the other. And then I'm going to cast on a new pair of socks. It's either going to be blue-ish gray or mauve-y, pinky gray. It's more pink. It's pink. It's pink. Who am I kidding? It's pink. I like pink socks. And just, that was the edge of the sock. If you can have an edge of a sock. That was the edge of the toe where the decrease happened, and the marker, I took it out and I used the needle, the change of needles now as the marker. And this is the end. I mean, the end is really near, and I'll have to do a join. That'll be on the next video. Alright, bye.